Do you feel like off the back of that there was a bit more expectation and pressure to perform a bit better, or how did you juggle sort of being on the tour, having some success, and then how were things for you like the next following year or so?
Yeah, it was a tricky one because I felt like the first year on tour, I was just kind of trying to prove myself and like find my way on the tour and stay there.
Yeah.
And then the next year, I tried not to put any extra pressure on yourself, but of course that's going to be
Naturally,
there.
you will, yeah.
And yeah, it didn't seem to perform like quite as well because of that. Even though I was second year on tour, you've got guys there that have been there on their 20th year.
Yeah.
But you're trying to prove yourself that second year around, and it came up short in a few big heats, and that's where we're just talking about things don't go your way. I had probably a few controversial heats that maybe should have gone my way, depending on who's watching it, or you've got 5 judges. The highest score gets dropped and the lowest score get dropped, and then the middle 3 get averaged out. So it's subjective. It's not a sport where you rock up like, I know, tennis or golf.
Footy, there's a score.
You play...
A shot's a shot.
Yeah, shot's a shot. Like, I feel like tennis
Ball's
is...
in the hole.
That's the putt.
Like, if you're hitting it over a net or getting it in a hole or whatever, that's the day. And, I mean, the weather affects it, but surfing so much more so is affected by wind, weather...
Yeah,
tides, time of the day.
Probably location as well as to where you're surfing in the world, because you'll have different judges from different parts of the world. I've noticed that, I mean, I don't know if it's bias or whatever, but you tend to feel like, they might favour this style of surfing more than what Jacko might be doing.